Hello, viewers. This is Suman Pachigulla here. And once again, we are with one of the industry experts here, Ranjith Kumar. And now, why this person is special for us? Because this person, this individual, this expert who turned himself, his career from a recruiter to a business owner. Now, why we have invited? Because there are so much of hidden wisdom that I'm sure it is going to blow your mind and it is going to help you grow in your career. So, Ranjit, please welcome once again to the channel Speak2Suman show. And I'm sure your wisdom is going to help a lot of recruiters. So before we move on with all the questionnaire, we would love to hear your story. How did it all start and how things are going? Now, everything is yours now.
Thank you, Suman. And I'm really, glad to be in your show. And yeah, I would definitely want to share my journey and story with my fellow recruiters. So basically I am from Warangal. I born and brought up in Namkonda. So all my childhood up to seventh class I was in Anaconda, but 8th to 10th I had to move to a different place because of our financial conditions, you could say, and my dad had some health issues. So my uncle helped us to, take care for at least 2 to 3 years until we get settled, my mother's side. So my mother has to take care everything. She took on and everything on her shoulder, and she really, raised well. And I'm glad, my father is doing well now, and my mother is doing good, and we are very happy. And so after 10th, actually, I had to move back to my home. And my because of the financial issues, my father and they started a small dairy farm kind of at home in city. So that kind of gave us, financial freedom to raise our family and also help in our education and other things. So we were started very small, and we were just helping the neighbors, but after me going back to Warangal after 10th grade, I kind of supported my dad. I told him like, anyway we are doing the same work, so why don't we increase our business? I'm here anyway. I can bring whatever you need from outside. I can help even going a little bit further and dropping a milk packets or milk. That's what I actually encouraged him. He was so happy, and we started from my 10th to until my degree. I was with my dad, and believe me, my daily routine was morning 5 o'clock and packing the milk and dropping at all individuals' homes, and evening wherever I go, doesn't matter how busy I am, I had to be home by 6 p.m. evening, so that I can pack my milk packets and I can drop it. Very rarely I missed it, but I missed a lot of fun that time because of with the friends, but I don't regret. So I'm very happy I was able to manage it. And I was able to finish and my bachelor's in commerce. And then after that, I went to Hyderabad like everybody to find my future. So it was very difficult for first 1 year. I went to each and every company who are posted in online, on a paper. So being a Telugu medium student, I was not able to even speak properly and face in any interviews.
No mobile access at that point of time, though.
No mobile. No.
Internet cafe.
Yes. So it kind of hard, but finally, I didn't give up. I was keep trying it, and somebody who was not really looking at communication skills hired me. That got me, an opportunity to prove myself and improve my skills. So I started
how many total interviews, if you have to recollect, Ranjit, that you have given to crack your that winning interview?
Oh, I don't remember exactly, but it's around like maybe 15 plus more interviews. You know Hyderabad, right? I used to dress up and take the bus and go to the all Patni area, Secunderabad, everywhere, all the businesses. So then I worked in auditing, in just maybe 6 months or something. After that, I applied an accountant in Bajaj Electronics. That company, that was only had 3 branches that time. So now it's big actually. So they interviewed 30 people and they were selected 3, and I was lucky. I was the one person. My salary was 3,000 rupees. I was excited. I'm happy. That was really a good one for me. So I worked as inventory managing that time. So I was really doing well and like a 9 to 5. But unfortunately, I had an accident in 2002 or 3 something while I was going to on work. So that turned me my destiny again. I had to move to Warangal. Then I think I wasted one year on that an accident. I had a hand fracture. So after that, then because my background is commerce, I really enjoy doing this commerce. So I actually approached colleges to teach commerce to the junior college. So it was not a full time. It was a like a class type. You go and just teach one class and you come back. Like I think I did for 2 to 3 junior colleges that way. So that was I was doing it, and then my brother got married, and I was the next one. So they were looking for me matches, and fortunately we found in our family, and she was also she did computer engineering and into the same field. She was teaching in engineering college, computer science. So family, they thought we are going to pair well, and it will be good for us. So I got married in 2005, and since my wife is a software background and computer science, with my friends helps and other advice, we wanted to try to US, but she was not even interested. But that was my intention to try it, because that's early marriage, early stages, so we can do experiments. So once you have a commitments, you can do really openly work anything. So I took a risk. I know we will lose some money and something, but I don't regret. If something, if I don't do now, after 10 years, I don't regret, I would have done that, this kind of thing. So we did tried it, and luckily we got opportunity with through our family, and we moved to US in 2007. So from there, it's been 16 years. Initially, we had trouble, because you are new, you don't know anything about, US. And nowadays, you just go and Google, you find everything. I see there's so many Facebook groups can guide you what to do step by step, even though you are first time in US. There are so many communities who can help new persons and get more information. But that time, nothing. So I started my career first after coming to US as a recruiter. One of my friend reference who started a recruiting business in Dallas. So he thought I would be the best. He would have some right hand to help him. So he helped me. And even I fixed his office furniture and started a business with him. And believe me, I learned the first sentences, first words recruiting from them. I don't know nothing. I don't know anything about the recruiting. Only, even I don't know how to really speak with anybody. So he gave me a desk, and there is a one experienced, woman right next to my desk. I have dice. I have a requirement. He just asked me to work. They didn't even explain me anything. So I was just looking at these things. I was observing how she is talking. And when she was talking, she was just going through dice with a search and calling that guy and telling that I'm calling from so and so company. I came across your profile in dice. We have an opportunity and so and so. That those the only two words. I got it, and within a week, I found a match. I just connected the dot. I didn't talk to him much. I only found it and connected, and I hand over to a senior recruiter because I was not, they not ready to discuss the rate, negotiate, and other things. So that was how it started. And again, I had to start a limousine business after that. And again, I also started a financial advisor. I also started. Then after, in 2016, with my friends' help, I wanted to start the business in recruiting. The reason why I had to work with the different industries, even accounting also did. I did it here. I see there not much potential. And all I wanted, I'm a purely 9 to 5 guy. The people who hired me, they lost very, very trustworthy, loyal employee, I would say. But it's our destiny. So they didn't use me maybe properly, and something, their requirement is different than my, work. So I had to start this. After 1 year of journey in 2016, the business, I never worked in business. You have to, when you start as an entrepreneur, you have to have a mindset, and you should not take the stress much. But when you are working as an employee, you just forget about after 5. And when you are working as an entrepreneur, everything is going in your mind. I really took too much stress in that 1 year. And my friends, they had other, responsibilities. They couldn't support me. So I had to take everything on my shoulder and started again my own in 2017 and or something. So what I learned from there is I started reading blogs. I started listening podcast, mostly entrepreneur, mostly personal development, mostly about these things. So I found so many articles and resources, and somebody says join at 5 a.m. club. Okay, let's do it 5 a.m. Okay, do what you need to do. In 1 hour, you exercise 20 minutes, you think about your business, you do. See, these things really motivated me, even though I don't have anybody surroundings, who can help me, who can push me. So those social media, those things really helped me to go to next level. So I became a fearless. I didn't, I hustled more. I reached more people in LinkedIn, and I build big network. One of my friends said, if you don't have a network, you cannot survive in recruiting. So that word really changed me. I took as a challenge and I built my network. Now, if I need anything, I have hundreds of people with the one message going to be ready to help me. So that's how I am. So even when I started business, just to replace my income, but after these years, my vision, my mission is changed. So like me, there are many people like me in US who started, who are a non-immigrant, had, have many troubles. And like a recruiter, if what would I do if I am the same in India, not having a help somebody in US if I want to work in US staffing? So that made me to change my mind, my goals. So now my goal is to help the people who are in IT professionals who wants to build their businesses. Same time, I want to help my fellow recruiters to grow and go to next level and be happy. And this recruiting is not easy. People think like it's easy, but you really develop as a person, as a professional. You can learn so many things and do wonders. So
Absolutely.
this is about my story and journey, Suman. I hope
Wow.
I covered most of things. Yeah.
Yes, it's so much of a motivating, and it really shows that how uh, these we have heard of that. I know from the mud, the lotus comes in, and we have heard that okay, coal goes through a lot of pressure and it becomes diamond. And when I hear your story, it's really motivating, and I'm sure a lot of other people also gonna get the energy the way you have been explaining things and how you handle things literally, Ranjit, and we can see the real change in. So it's not about luck what you say, right? It's all about the perseverance and not giving up attitude that gets the success. This is what your mantra. What would you suggest, sir?
Uh, okay.
Can
Sorry.
you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you come again?
Yeah, I said after hearing story, what I understood and what I wanted to let the viewers understand that it's not about the luck all the time, but it's about your hard work, never giving up attitude and the perseverance. That is what brings success rather than depending on the luck.
Definitely. I totally. I see. I'm not 100% believer in luck. Okay.
Mm.
See, unless you try, there is nothing will come into your plate. So the hustle is more important, and keep trying it, and you be like like you reach people and ask.
Mm.
Somebody was going to help you. So don't just think like it's not going to happen. It's not for me, and I can't do these things. You have to take out it from mind. So keep trying. Maybe somebody will get in 1 year, somebody will get it in 2 years, but you will definitely get it.
Very true. This really motivating. This really motivating, sir. And here, since you have done hands-on recruiting, now you're handling a business. So now the question is, how would you see the recruiting trend, and how would you see the pharma recruiting and compared to the IT recruiting, Ranjit?
Yeah. So the first point I would take about the pharma and IT. Okay. See, IT recruiting is huge, it's big. Okay. Doesn't matter whatever the industry, they need IT people. So it's not like you have one place. But if you take it as a pharma recruiting is totally different. Okay. So but it's a niche. Uh, when actually the people mostly focus this pharma thing recently with this COVID, there's so much demand on nurse and there's pharma related positions, and they were short of people. And so that time people realized this is the another industry we can really work on it and help to companies to find a talent. So if you know how it works, the pharma industry, and definitely I would recommend anybody to start with it. It's a very good one. But I would not say IT is not good. IT is it has its own place, and there is always an opportunity. Doesn't matter how big competition is, you always have an opportunity. Everybody need an IT guy in their company, even if you compare to small company to big company. So everybody need a talent. Okay, that's a one
Yes.
thing.
Mhm.
And about the recruiting trends, yes, of course, before COVID and after COVID, you see the difference.
Yes.
There are so much difference, and completely the remote now. Everybody got their comfort just sitting at home and working, and without going out. So that trend is changing, but many people want asking still on site, because of you could say if you don't go on site, many business going to be out of business, because business depends on businesses. If you don't to go to work, that's it. All the big cities, all metropolitans, they will not have any other local businesses. Everything has to be shut down. So eventually it will go back, but um, The industry is really going to change it. The trend is completely going to change it. It's not 100%. There will be hybrid side.
Mhm.
And if you compare to India, especially, I would say this new trend, new remoting trend is going to help more women power. So women people, they can really work from anywhere, and they can sit at home. It's a safety. They don't need to go out. They can take care of their family, even though they put 6 or 8 hours, doesn't matter. But that is also really help for the staffing companies. They can hire and use this, all women, talent. So I hope I answered your question.
No, absolutely. That is really insightful. And when it comes to the primary situation and where exactly we are heading as a whole industry, like great resignation, that's what the words that we have been hearing. And do you think, according to that, it is going to head to a recession soon? I know this is something different, but I really wanted to hear from your end. If you have done any analysis, have you heard anywhere anything like that, Ranjit?
Yeah, see, again, if you see the COVID time, okay, most of the businesses are, almost out of businesses, right? And even the talent also, some companies who depend, on retail, those things already lost the jobs. So we thought that time really is going to hit and, go down. But luckily, it was not bad. We came back on track again. I don't really see it's going to happen, but even though it's going to happen, I don't see it's going to affect much. But see, we have a different type of recruiting, ways. We work with contracts and also full times, right? So if somebody is really having a full time, a big team or something, yes, they're really going to get affect, and maybe they're gonna, lay off those people. But the other contracting opportunities, is going to open, because they cannot completely shut down the business. They have to keep running it. So that way, it's a plus and minus. But I can't really say like how it's going to be affect, whether we're gonna completely, fall soon. But I would say it's not going to affect much in our industry.
Good to hear that. That's going to be one of the good news for the people who are in this industry and who wants to build a career in this industry. So they have to be ready to meet any challenges that comes in as a recruiter point of view. Yes, when I say challenge, I definitely want to ask a question that, according to you, that what do you think recruiters should do or should not do at this point of time, even we talk more about the Indian recruiters or any offshore recruiters who are not in US, what do you think, according to you, is most challenging for them? And what kind of rituals or could be habits or anything that could help them come out of their comfort zone, or maybe from the average performance to a better performance, Ranjit?
Yeah, actually, that's a very interesting question. I like to answer it because it involves everything, even about you planning your day, right? So especially from India, if you are just starting, okay, as a fresher, you don't know anything about recruiting. If you're starting from India, I would say, you find the best company and learn the complete process first. Okay. So, but if you are a fresher, if you go for a startup or something, it could be difficult to know complete, the process and how you can, advance yourself and go to next level. But if you are a mid-level, okay, so you just know how to source, but you don't know how to plan your day and how to communicate with the candidates and how to screen the resume. These things, it has to come from the seniors, especially. If not, now these days everything is on in social media. So what happens is, I mean, it's a good and bad. There are so many distractions when you're working at the desk, the phone especially. And while working, I want it's better to you put aside, and while working at at your desk, when you start your day, when you have a requirement, you plan how you want to work on that requirement. Okay, so you just need to know, like example, your manager gave you already three requirements to work on it, right? So you have to know, first understand the requirement and know what is the priority. Okay, which one is a priority and which is more closable, high priority one. So focus on that first and have a proper list what you have to collect from that requirement. So each and requirement you take main points. Okay, first immediately I would say, I don't know, not many people have these features. Maybe these days you have ATS and everything. There's so much information online, or you can get it from online rather than just going traditional dice and monster. So you first post online, then work on your own way, searching it and everything. So first thing is, if you're working as a recruiter, you have to know what is the client requirement. So when you know what exactly the client requirement, then it's easy to find a candidate and understand candidate needs, and you have to map with the same needs. Like if like example, if candidates wants to maybe a bill rate, or maybe some technology, maybe a location preference or something, you don't know understand about your requirement, then it's not easy to connect to the right person. So that is where you have to understand both sides. That's one point I would ask everybody to do it. And other than that, basically you have to communicate well. Okay, so when you're talking to the candidate, if you are a fresher, you should know what to ask, what to not ask, and how to communicate, and these kind of things. So as a senior, of course, you'd be knowing everything. Basically, you have to build a rapport with the candidate, right? So once you understand about the candidate needs, only you can serve better. It's not what you want. It's not only the client wants. You don't put a client is asking this, we have this rate. Client wants to do this. Client wants to do this. Okay, just first focus, listen more carefully about the candidate requirements, and then explain what client is looking. Then only connect the dots. If you connect the dots wrong, it's not going to happen. The placement, there will be a backouts. There will be end of the interview, even though you push anything, asking to take an interview. I've seen many people, they'll beg, please take this interview, please take this call. Don't do that. It has to come from the candidate. If you don't know candidate preferences, you cannot make the placement, and client will not be happy. The placement will not happen. And that's a one thing I want everybody to look at from other side and understand and work on that area. Okay. And don't afraid. Okay, when you're calling somebody, I see many people, they don't make calls. They get afraid, talking to other. See, if somebody hung up on you, or if somebody says don't call me, don't get offended. Okay, keep trying it. There are many people, they have their own problems. They don't have time to pick up your call. They could be maybe in a different mood that time when you call. So keep trying it. The more you try, even though it's the 10th time, they might answer you, and maybe they can be a good candidate for your requirement also. So the first thing is, yes, keep calling. The more you calls make, the more you get better, the more your communication also improves. So that's very important. And leave a proper voice match. I mean, these are the general things.
Yes.
But people avoid these things, even though the companies give us proper scripts, proper voicemail greetings, proper everything, they don't follow. So you can make mistakes. Yes, you have to make mistakes. Then only you learn. If you are afraid, or if you're ashamed to talk to somebody, to feel like, oh no, what if I say wrong, right? nothing going to happen. That person you're going to talk one time, either you say one wrong verb or wrong grammar, nothing going to happen. You're going to make yourself correct, and next call you're going to do better. So the more you do call, the more you're going to get better. So this is the main thing. I would say, I hope I covered most of the things, and especially plan your day and do it properly. Don't just only depend on maybe a portals or something.
Yeah.
Keep trying it, keep reaching, keep connecting, and expand your network. That way you get more client talents in your way.
Very true. And so when you have added the word that, okay, because the lack of the rapport could be the back out happens. And we see the back out is the thing which none of the recruiters who wants to see that is happening. So from your point of view, from your experience, would there be an advice so that we could minimize? We cannot make it to zero, but I'm sure there should be some advice that we can minimize at least.
Oh, definitely. You cannot stop it, okay? You don't have any control. You are just connecting the dots. Whether you are connecting the dots equal, okay? If though both dots are equally connected, then only it happens. If you are connecting the wrong person, no, that is going to be back out. So you cannot completely control, but there is a possibility you can minimize it. The first thing when you're talking to the candidate, first know about candidate experience, know about his preferences, and make sure you listen carefully. Don't just say what you have, what client needs. Okay, talk. Just listen about what he wants it. Then explain what client is looking for. Tell him if this is something he's really interested. Okay. Fortunately, if the point he is looking is also client has that option, then you can focus on more on it and present it well to make sure he's happy with it. So it can be a rate, it can be anything, because I've been talking many candidates. Okay, so even though not only the recruiting or just only backouts, like me, an example, if somebody approached me for a job or for anything, if I openly talk, if I carefully listen to them, and if I keep giving them an updates, whatever the reason they call, okay, the same thing about the job also. If they applied, you just keep in touch, and even though you don't have update, call them. Hey, I just want to be in touch, and we are still waiting for an update, and I would reach you as soon as I get update. I know that's it. That information, being in touch, and every 2 days, every 1 days will give more good impression on that person, about the company, about the recruiter. Even though he has a better opportunity, sometimes they would really work with you. So that really happens. Even in my in experience, people chose me because I am being more friendly and being more giving an update. So they felt like it's you. I want to work with you, even though I have a couple of options. I would really want to work with you because you've been in touch with me from the beginning. You gave me all the updates in the middle. So it's not like you just took my information and you came after the placement, right? You are in the middle, also be in touch with me and updating me each and everything, right?
You have differentiated with your approaches by making yourself different.
Absolutely. So that's why building a rapport with the candidates is important. Always work towards the candidate's interest. Then it happens. It always happens. And you can reduce your backouts.
That's profound. Yes. And yes, we know that let's say if some recruiter is submitting 3 to 4 resumes a day, and we are talking about around 20 resumes a week and around 80 resumes per month. So now I understand that this is going to be a burden for the individual to keep in track for all the individuals, and it definitely going to take time. But according to you, do you think that is a price what we should pay to improve the performance and do that? That is something that no matter what, this thing needs to be done, the follow-up part. That's what you say, Ranjit?
Definitely, because you don't know. You first, as I said in the beginning, if you
Right.
plan your day, okay, you will have enough time. You work like 7 hours or 6 hours or 8 hours. If you plan your day, you will have plenty of time. You can just have a time to call. How much time it will take to call for 10 or maybe 15? Okay, it could be a 30
Right.
minutes. It could be maybe a 1 hour.
Correct.
See, if it's if you're talking and first time you're reaching,
Yes.
you need more time to understand their needs.
Absolutely.
If you're just following up or giving an update, it won't take more than 1 minute to finish.
Half
the
a
call.
minute. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So how much time you have, how many minutes you have in that 8 hours, how much time you can put that for specifically for that the task. So I don't think I cannot say it's not possible. If you plan it properly your day, anything is possible. See, when you plan it your day, again, it comes on priorities. Okay. Maybe you're not doing every day. Maybe you're doing every 2 days, calling one person every 2 days. Not everybody you're calling 10 people every day, right? And if something comes up where something is very important, another priority, yes, you can give a low priority. But you should have that task in your daily list so that you don't miss.
Got it. And so here, that's a totally different way of structuring or, breaking the timing and doing schedule more on a conscious level of doing things, or else not knowing how much time I have spent in understanding a requirement, how much I've taken in sourcing, and half day gone, no submission, the heart starts beating, and only 2 hours left to go home, zero submission. Oh my God, what is there going to happen now? So that is a painful thing for a recruiter to, face. I'm sure you have also been having zero submission. You see how that feels, right, Ranjit?
Yes. See, don't worry about the numbers. Okay. Even though I submit every day 4 resumes and 20 days, almost like right,
80. Yeah.
80, right? 80. So on that, how many placements I make is more important, right? End of the day, if I just only submit one solid resume, if that resume goes to interview and that goes to a placement, done. I'm not saying that you should not manage that numbers. You have to, but there are days maybe it could be your mood, or maybe a market, or maybe a requirement and stuff, or maybe some other rate problems. Anything it will be there, but
yes,
you should not get disappointed. It happens, but you just look at the big picture. Okay. Out of 5 days, like one day you really are happy and you're really getting good resumes, and you do maybe 5 submissions, and another day you don't do it. That doesn't matter. End of the day, at that week you reach that average is enough, or that month you reach that average is enough. And of course all the results matters end of the month, right?
Absolutely.
So yeah, I would say not to worry. Don't take too much stress on it. Just relax and take your time, and keep talking with the candidates. When you don't have don't have anything to do, or when you are really having struggle finding candidates, yes, you of course you will be always on the call. Yeah.
And the culture, when we see the culture here, that companies are going to hybrid culture as well, then how do you think that the work from home culture for recruiting specifically is going to help both the parties, or what do you think and suggest the business owners, Ranjit?
Yes, it's actually, I would say 50-50. Okay. It really helps the businesses, because somebody who cannot come to your office, somebody has a very good talent, you can still hire them and use from there. That's a one case. I already told about the women, right? People who are afraid of traveling, or maybe far away, they can stay with the family and work from home. And that talent in these days, because if you are on site, you are missing that talent. And especially in recruiting, we are missing especially women at night time, right?
Yes.
So you are giving opportunity for them, and also you are getting that power, that woman power. Their talent is also different, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
you are also getting. So that is especially for help for the women and for help for the companies. That's a one point.
Yes.
So if you talk about the companies or other recruiter things, see, it's really for the companies. If somebody wants to work from home in Hyderabad, yes, it is okay. But it all depends on your capabilities. Okay, how many years of experience you have? Are you a self-motivated? Can you do your own thing without anybody help? Okay, so and also, do you have a proper setup at home? So because it's a night time in US, it doesn't matter. It works always remote. But when you are in India, you're working on night time, and you have a family, and you maybe people live in one bedroom, people live in one room. So it's very difficult to have that atmosphere to work nighttime, not to bother your families and not to get distracted. So that kind of a challenge. But if in a cities, in metro cities, it is possible, but it all depends on companies. So I would say, if you are a beginner, if you are maybe a junior, I would prefer you to go to the on-site and learn from the colleagues, learn from the team, learn from the leaders, and that is very, very important for them. But if you are relaxed or you have enough experience, you work from home. Yes, people are there, still work, hire you. Maybe not all companies. Some people, they don't want remote. That's okay. But the companies are still there. The good companies, they can still hire you remote and they can use you. And these days, the technology, they can track everything.
Absolutely.
Even they have everything on your system, so they know what you're doing. So they are not worried about whether you work from home or on site.
Yes.
As long as you are working well, you can work from anywhere, and definitely it's going to help. But it's hybrid model would be better. Most of the people, but even though if it's not possible, it's okay. It's a mixed. So I would say it helps everybody.
Good. Very, very good inputs there. And here, few of the insider situations, Ranjit, I would like to bring it here, that we see the candidates have multiple offers in hand, and that's what the recruiter's primary problem, that they say that in Indian recruiters domestic and for US as well. So what should a recruiter do when the candidate has multiple offers in their hand and we want the candidate to join our company, and we termed it, right, window shopping kind of thing? I don't know how right it is, but if this situation occurs, what would you suggest the recruiter to do? Or is this something would have done earlier to this, or we can do at exactly that time, that I give you an offer and already you have 3-4 offers in hand?
Yeah, it's a tough actually.
Yes.
I mean, if I want to be in recruiter shoes and think about it, there are multiple things. It depends on person priorities. You have to decide it. Obviously, people think about money, but I would say not to think about money. That's the only wrong thing. Most of the people take decisions. So just take that one thing as a salary put aside and think about your future, how that company can help you to go to next level. What kind of maybe a skills you would say, or maybe opportunities you say, like you can get that from that company. So if you divert your focus on on these things rather than money, you'll get a clear clarity, and also don't worry about today. Okay, so because you may be 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years, there is always, you need to learn so many things. If you're a recruiter, you have to go to next level. So learning and growing and your goals are depends on and very important than money. I would definitely not think about money. I would take other way to look into it. Depends on my priorities.
Yes.
If it's a company, very good company or something, and I really want to work in that company, I would just jump on it. And I will learn whatever it is possible from that company, from leaders and everywhere. And but I would not switch immediately. I would at least wait for the right time, but I would still be there for at least 2 to 3 years until I see there is no growth. Then I would take my decision to go to next level. Other than that, I don't just jump or I don't
just
take
for the sake
decisions
of that salary.
Yes, that salary can bring later. It's really your career is important than money.
Oh, thank you so much for adding this. We have a couple more questions, and so here, one of the pain points that we are seeing, this is a very much of real-time issues, and I definitely wanted to hear from you, and that there are so many fake profiles and fake candidates that we face from here, from India, on C2C basis, and all these that we as a recruiter face from India, Ranjit. So any suggestions how we can mitigate that? Because this is one of the trend it has become. So do you think it will be there forever, or okay, that's another story, but how me as a recruiter can able to identify fake candidates so that I can save my job and I can, put my company's goodwill at a, will not put my company's, goodwill in a stake.
Okay.
Yeah, please.
So see why people are doing it, the one thing, okay, why they are doing it. I mean, let's put that topic aside, why and whether it will be there or not. As a recruiter, what we have to take, how we can identify really whether it's a genuine resume or not.
Absolutely.
So basically, the first thing, immediately once you see the resume, you can easily identify whether it's a fake or a genuine. Okay, so people who are professional, they will really format well their resumes. Okay, they'll put most of the information. Education, these things are not there, it's a flag. Education and mostly the education. Okay, references usually they don't put on resume, but if they don't put education, it means they are hiding something. So an example, if somebody started finished their masters last year and they had maybe 8 years of resume, okay, they don't want to put it there. How can you get it within 1 year, 8 years, right? So that's the point. So, and to avoid those, first you have to look at the resume and get those information. And once you know that, you have to ask the question. So if it's a CPT or OPTs, how is it possible, right? So that things is a red flag. You can immediately identify there. You don't need to go to next level to ask other questions. And another thing is, I don't know, I'll say it, and it's about, you're looking at their original document. It can be a passport number or it can be anything. You can go and identify when the guy came to US and what
we asked for I-797, I-94, we asked them, and yeah.
I-94. So usually they share I-94, but they hide it.
Yes.
That's not you want. You want passport number. If you know your their passport number and date of birth, you can pull their data.
With their full name, then we can pull data. Yes.
Data. Otherwise, if they give, it can be a fake also. So that you have to identify, open it and check it and have questions for them.
Yes.
And that's a way you can avoid it. And that is only the main thing you can use it. But basically, first impression on the resume itself, you can say it. That is the first one. But if you really think this guy is good, if he's talking well, and if he answered very well all your questions, if you really want to go to next level and verify it whether this guy is really genuine or not, you can go to next level. But avoid spending more time on looking at whether this guy is really genuine or not. Okay,
got it.
You have to take a decision within 1-2 minutes. So you look at his resume. If he doesn't have an education, talk to him within 1 minute, close it. Don't follow up on I-94 or don't follow up on his date of birth. Don't follow up on visa. If he is not willing to share it, done. Close it. People follow up after 2 days. Send me your send me your
because
passport number.
I want
You already
my
know.
submission, because I want my that day's
Yes.
submission. Yeah, that's not
Yes.
what
Move
we should
on.
do.
Move on. Move on.
Mm.
Don't put. That is the main thing we are doing wrong. That's why these
Yeah.
backouts also it happens, right? So just take a decision immediately. This guy is not right. Okay, go and look for another one. So you will definitely find it, but don't spend instead of spending finding a new one. Don't spend on this guy. You just ignore him and go move forward and do it.
Very, very insightful advice. This is for majority of recruiters who just cling on to that one submission, because if I do it, my 2 days quota is over. But at the end of the day, that guy will not turn over to accept the offer.
Yes,
You have added
that
it in a bit.
happens.
Yes, very
No, it's not only that. It's really going to be very mess. Even presenting the client and presenting the other people, it also would affect on you as a personal and also company.
Very
It's your job not to even entertain those to go to next level. If you already submitted and you already verified, the other people going to believe you did all your work, so they're going to move it to next level. So that's going to be maybe you might not see take out when it's very small, right? If it's big, then you cannot take it out, and it's gonna create more problems than
very true.
Initial stages.
Yes. And we have our last questions. It's an advice that what is the advice that you give to the senior recruiters and super seniors who are in this industry as a recruiter for a very long time? Ranjith?
Sure. Yeah, it's actually my favorite one. So I really wanted to
touched it.
yeah, I really wanted to tell my all my fellow recruiters. I've seen many people shading off after 8, 9, 10 years of experience. So why it is happening? Because the foundation, and because you're not properly designing your goals, because you don't know where you want to go. You're just going for the sake of just a salary or just a time pass. Then years will pass, and after 9 years you're still a recruiter. You didn't learn about as a team lead, you didn't learn about managing, you didn't learn about delivering. Then you're done, your career will end there. So that's why I want everybody to plan properly. If you really want to stay in this industry, grow as a recruiter, go to next level, you have to learn and go to next level. So I'll give you one example.
Please.
As a recruiter, okay, we have a 4 team, and there is a team lead or maybe a manager. Okay, so and one day the manager is off. He did not come to. So there was a requirements, and you are working, but there was nobody to lead you. Okay, nobody to guide you, or nobody to reach to maybe a client or maybe somebody, or maybe a submit something. Okay, so take that initiate. Okay, it's not under your responsibility as a recruiter, that job, that whatever the responsibility you're going to do it. So go beyond your responsibilities, go and take it as a challenge and do it. So that way you are fulfilling the team lead some of his duties. Then you already stepped ahead, right?
Yes.
That is the management side, the manager side. They already got to know that this guy can be a next team leader, can be a next team lead, and that way you have to it's not, you don't tell that it's not your job. Okay, that's what I'm to say. It doesn't matter whatever it is, take initiate and take that next level thing. Is either way you do mistake, it's fine. Okay, but you have to try it, and that way you go to next level. It can be a manager, it can be a delivery manager, it can be anything. And also if you do these things from the day one, and definitely that will take you to in a very good maybe a title or maybe a stage in next 5 to 10 years. But if you just want to be as a recruiter, want to be just a time pass, don't want to take any challenges, no. So that's what I'm trying to say is,
yes,
plan properly and go towards and work on that. Then it is possible to go to next level. You will be very happy in your career. and you can be a main key, play a key role in a company. So that's a one side. I want to
Yes.
add some other thing also.
Please.
So this is kind of whoever has an entrepreneur mindset, who wants to really, has that, love to work on their own or maybe build their own businesses. So, but don't, I want to go back and add that recruiters, even though wherever you go or whatever level you go, don't forget about sourcing, don't forget about core recruiting thing. Okay. And that's a one thing. And as you are working as a 10 years and you don't see the growth, or you don't see, if you're still working on targets, you have more responsibilities, you fed up with those things, you really want to do it, there are many opportunities. You can still work and grow yourself. And if you know end-to-end process, it is possible. And connect with the people, and work together and grow together. So that's what I want to say.
Absolutely. It's a very good advice. And I really appreciate your time that you have spent with us here, Ranjith, and you have shared so deep insights and your real life experience as well. So I definitely want to know, what is your routine? How do you manage your day?
Okay. I actually kind of out of track, but I'll tell you, when I started a business,
Please.
that was tough. Okay. That routine, I'll tell you, because when you're struggling, you need that kind of routine to get on track and push yourself, to motivate yourself, and do the business well. So I used to wake up at 5 o'clock. Okay. And first 1 hour, 20 minutes workout, 20 minutes thinking about the business and about what I did, what I have to do, and those kind of things. And after that, reading a book for 20 minutes. So this is a 1 hour, like up almost 1 hour in the morning up to 6. Then again, a walk. Walk really helped me. I mean, I used to do meditation also, but I'm not doing now. But walk is really, really helping me. You go for a walk and you think about, everything, your work, your life, and everything. You kind of, taking your stress out from your, mind. So that walk is really helped me to get onto track. So, and that was the start. And I used to start by 8 o'clock and jump on it. And even when it was in COVID time, the market was slow. Everybody was, I think most of the people laid off because of the COVID, right? I used to connect everybody in LinkedIn. I used to talk to them, each and everybody. I got too much network that time because I pushed myself, and that I made my time, like 10 to 12, I have to do this. And 1 to like 4, I have to do this. Then no matter what, you have to sit there and do it. That way, I got self-motivated. Okay, that wouldn't
Initially,
happen
it's
if I
difficult, right? Because it's following the timetable is like,
it was difficult. And you don't miss. If you miss continuously 2 days, it's hard to get back on routine. People say 21 days, 60 days. If you continue doing any routine, it will be you will do, it will be become your habit, and you will do without you realizing it. Also, you will do it automatically. Like, right, unconsciously you will do it.
Correct.
So but yeah, don't do continuously 2 days. 1 day is okay, but second day you have to get back on it. Then only it is possible to again continue it. Because I went to India and I got a long break. I actually got everything. So now if I need to go back to that routine, I have to push myself very hard. Waking up on that time and putting myself in sitting and reading. And also in my journey, reading books helped me, and podcast, the entrepreneur podcast really helped me. I used to listen that Entrepreneur on Fire, and there's so many success. I I think Science of Success, and there are some podcast I used to listen every day, 30 minutes.
Wow.
So, and
I
they
would
talk
love to
about,
have that list if you remember
I
sometime.
will definitely give.
Thank you
Every
so much.
time they talk about one entrepreneur,
Hmm.
and they talk about their business, their struggle, then how did they started and how did they are doing it. So that kind of gives you motivation to the mindset will change it. And that is also in the books, right? So that's how you get these all the details when you read podcasts and blogs and books. Then only you'll find about other people, then only you find about the tools, what you have to use the tools in your system, and how to organize your schedule, how to maintain these kind of things. You learn from there. That's the main thing. We have to do it, and that's what I did. Now my routine, I would say that you were talking about remote most, right? When I was in the COVID time, I was working from home because after breakfast I used to sit in front of system around 7:30 until 7. So almost like 12 hours on and off I used to work. But and we have an office from May. After that, my schedule changed, and I no matter what, I get up on time, I dress up on time, I show up on my time at the office. Then I will be there until 5:36. Then after going home, I don't open my system. I just be with family and have time with them. So that kind of when you go to office, you will have that kind of routine, and that really helping me. So I don't really like to stay home and work. There's so many distractions, and you don't have a control of your time. So
True.
that is the other way. I mean, that's my opinion. I mean, I don't blame anybody. If you want to work at remote,
Please.
that's fine. But especially your IT can be possible, but not somebody who wants to talk on phone always. Right? That is not possible, especially for recruiters or business owners.
So you have been in India. You have seen the night life here. I'm sure you have been with your team here, right, Ranjit?
Yes.
In India.
Yes.
And anything that you have noticed? Any suggestions for them to for the recruiter who are working the night shift?
Oh yeah, that's a good point.
Yes.
The problem is young people. Okay, whoever they think like recruiting is easy. Okay, whatever they want to start it. They want to like whatever the salary they ask it. They enjoy it, and initially it's okay. But the problem is, not many people stick with it. Yeah. Because you are young, you can take it anything, because the body is going to take it. You're not going to see the effects, immediately. So if you are working at night time, if we are starting recruiting, I would recommend you to go to bed at the same time and wake up on time. Doesn't matter it's a Saturday or Sunday. Don't change your schedule and sleep at least 5 to 6 hours with a good place where you don't get disturbed. See, what happens is people say that because you're working nighttime you're having this problem. That is wrong. The reason is because you're not maintaining well your schedule. That is why it's happening. And people come to me, and because doctor said not to work nighttime. Why he said that? Because there's something happened in your body or something you didn't maintain well in before. That's why he's recommending you to not to work on nighttime. But if you maintain well and you maintain your time and sleep, definitely sleep, it's very easy to work nighttime. You can really spend time freshly, even though it's midnight, 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock. But unfortunately, not everybody has that kind of facilities to, sleep without disturbances. That is one thing I really worry, but, we have to deal with it. And as you grow, as you make money, make a special setup for these things so that you can have a really good life. And it's a very good thing is whoever works on nighttime, they can really be with a family, and they can really they don't feel like going work, and that flexibility they have it.
Agree.
None other business you'll get, any industry you have to go for work. You'll be away from your home on that timings, right?
Hmm.
So that you have to use it. See, everything you have to look at the positive side. Don't look at the negative. Look at the
Yes.
positive and use it properly and be healthy. Maintain well. Health is important. Is very important than anything.
Yes.
Doesn't matter how much money you have. If you don't maintain your health,
Hmm.
it's nothing.
Very true. So thank you so very much once again for sharing all those information, your wisdom, and encouraging recruiters to do well, be well, and be healthy. And I would love to have you once again when time permits and learn more from you and share your wisdom with the recruiters tribe, Ranjit. So we wish you good
Sure.
luck. And once again, thank you so very much for being with us.